Yeah.
Cool.
Hi, you're watching The Tattooed Psychic, and I am the Tattooed Psychic. And today, my special guest is Jeffery Worrell. He is a near death experiencer. Now, many people question, is there life after death? I couldn't answer that, even though I am a medium. I just call it existence after death. But I've been studying near death experiences for years, and a lot of the experiences that people have are very similar. So I wanted to hear Jeffrey's story, and here he is. Hi, Jeffrey.
How are you?
Good, good, good. So I'm
Very
excited to
nice.
hear your story of what happened. So let's give people a background
Yeah,
on your
well, the
experience.
sure. The background would be just to let the people know where that is. I've been diabetic since 1969. I am 56-year-old white male, and therefore I've had it a long time, if you could do the math. At this point in my life, when I had the near-death experience, I had been diabetic. It was 2003, so I've been well into being diabetic, and I've been on insulin quite a bit. I was having trouble getting my blood sugars leveled from too high to too low. The incident that I had was I got out of the shower after taking insulin and not eating. I walked out of the shower. I collapsed on the floor. I fell on my back. My body ceases to move. I am now completely paralyzed because this is what happens when you have a diabetic incident seizure episode. And I've had several of these throughout my life. This what I remember happening is I fall down on my back. I'm now looking up at the ceiling. I can't speak. I can only make animalistic noises. So I'm by myself in my house. I try to grab the phone, but I can't move. So I roll around and knock it down. At the same time, I'm sweating profusely. My body's going into shock. I'm laying on my back still at this whole time. I could feel myself in and out of consciousness. I would lay there for a moment. My mind is still working. I'm still having complete lucid thoughts. I'm aware of what's going on. I can hear things, smell things, feel things. I just cannot move. I'm hearing people walk back my door. I'm trying to call out. They can't hear me because I'm not making rational noises. I'm slowly feeling myself sinking deeper, 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 getting weaker and weaker. And when I'm starting to get scared, I try to open my eyes. I can't open my eyes. My muscles are starting to get, I'm shutting down. You know,
Wow.
my body's trying to shut every little thing they can down to protect the brain and the heart. I'm starting to shut down. I'm naked at the time because I just got out of the shower. So I'm laying there on my back in the middle of the living room. Um, it gets kind of just, yeah, okay. I'm laying there on my back, and I could feel myself slipping in and out of consciousness, like I said, but each time I'm waking up, it's getting harder and harder to maintain consciousness. So I begin to have more stages of just my eyes closed. And now I'm in my mind and I'm having thoughts and stuff. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do? I can't get help. I know that nobody can hear me. I've got to face the fact that I'm dying in my house.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, there's nobody here.
And you're
I'm alone.
consciously aware of it. That's what's
Nobody even
interesting.
knows.
Yeah.
Nobody even knows that I'm there in
Hmm.
this house. I mean, in the apartment. Sorry, in Wallingford. My body's shutting down even more. The whole time I cannot move. I'm rigid, like rigid, like rigor mortis rigid, like, and my eyes are closed now. I can still hear, I can still smell, but I can feel my body slipping away, getting weaker, and I'm getting colder and colder because my body's heat is going to heat the insides of my, it's shutting down now. So I could, this gets kind of graphic, but I hope you don't mind. I'm laying on my back, so my body's shutting everything down. I piss all over myself because I let out all my body. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
normal. Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah, and then the shit comes out. And then that's when I just kind of, I just told myself in my mind, I said, well, this is the end of how I go. I didn't panic. I didn't cry. I didn't freak out. I had made peace already a long time ago with myself and the world of, this is how it goes. I mean, I'm already cool with all that. I get it. I am what I am. I survive. I do not survive. Whatever I have, I've come to grips with that shit. And the whole time I'm doing it, the last thing I see is I go like, I try to open my eyes and I barely can open them. And I go like this. If you take your head, I go like this. And it's the door of an apartment, the white door apartment, black. And that's all I can remember. And it was black, just black. No shiny light, nobody coming to talk to me. It was straight black. And the next thing I know, I wake up and the paramedics are standing all around me, and my wife, thank God, had came home. I had been there for like 8.5 hours. They tested my blood. It was, your normal human blood is supposed to be from 90 to 120. Mine was 8.
Wow.
So I was dead. You don't, that just because it's 0 don't mean anything. That's just, you can't function on 8. Like what I mean, you just don't function that way. So they wake me up, and it took me a long time to come around because my blood sugar was really low. And my son was there, my wife was there, and we all kind of worried about Dad for a while, And that's the story. I mean,
So when you had you felt everything, you were consciously aware, but then in your experience, you died, but all you saw was blackness. You didn't see or
I didn't
sense
hear nobody.
anything else.
There was no, and those, I mean, I asked the dude when he revived me, I said, was I dead? And they said, when they came, I was not breathing. I wasn't there.
And I think,
So,
that's so interesting to me. I was attacked a few years ago and almost killed. And I remember that point where the person was choking me and I was going to die. I was like,
right.
there's nothing I can
You
do.
feel that sense of like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. And all
You're
I
losing.
saw was blackness.
Yeah. I mean, that's when
and I'm a spiritual medium, and I've heard stories where the light and all that. But
so
then
you
I
experience,
realized
did
that
you
I wasn't
experience this?
fully
Did you
dead.
experience the
Sounds like
same
you
kind
were.
of thing? Like did you experience like calm?
Yeah.
I didn't, I wasn't
Right
scared. I
before I
was
saw
not
the
scared.
blackness.
I wasn't scared. I was like relieved almost because I've been diabetic so long, since 2 years old, and I was in my 40s. So I'd had it a long time. I was tired, So I was like, if I'm going to go out this way, that's cool. I'm, whatever. So it's like,
Yeah.
why am I going to fight it? It's my time. And I lived a really rather non-diabetic lifestyle,
Right.
a lot of drugs, alcohol, late nights, bands, all that.
Well, I wonder, it gets interesting because I do know, because I live that lifestyle too. It gets interesting because you wonder why some people reach that point of death and only see the blackness, but then come back. It's almost like,
I'm not done yet.
because I've had other experiences where I've traveled out of my body and saw
No, I've never
light and
had
all
any
that,
of
and I was
those.
like, that's where I really want to go. But I think it's because maybe they know we would really be okay on the other side, but our job isn't done here yet.
Right. I think it's because I'm not done with what I'm supposed to do yet.
Exactly.
I'm here to do something, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not done yet. I mean, there's the reason why I've had 3 death experiences. So there's something I feel like there's something I'm supposed. Well, I'm not done yet. I got something still more to do,
To
so
do,
to
yeah.
speak.
I mean,
I don't
I
really
guess
know
that's
what
the
that
only
is.
conclusion to it all.
I mean, I haven't learned what that mission is for me yet. I mean, maybe I'm already doing it. I don't know. you know, there's that aspect to that as well. So who knows? I mean, I just
Maybe it's
figured
just
I
to
thought
tell your
about that for a
story.
long time. I thought about that for a long time when I had that experience. I go, why did I not have like everybody else talks about all this lights and friends and poltergeisty business? And it's like, hell no, I didn't get any of that. I just got black. I'm like, well, damn, you know. So maybe it
Yeah,
is
me
like
too. I
that when
mean,
you're ready
but
to cross over.
yeah.
Maybe,
And then I was
maybe I'm not
revived
ready.
rather
Maybe you weren't
quickly.
ready.
Right.
You know,
It's
I think that's
interesting
what
though. It
I don't
really
know.
is interesting to think about because our souls, you know, they're so complex and our spirits and but I thought for sure that I would see everything because this has been my field of study for years, you know. And boy, and I questioned that when I got back. I go, well, I wasn't really dead because I'm still here. But
Right.
I wonder why some people have that. They go all the way to the light and then come back and have this amazing life after that where they're all,
They're all enlightened, you know,
yeah,
like
I
they've
didn't
seen
have
things
that
that not
experience.
most mortals get to see, you know.
Right. It's more
That,
of maybe it is, maybe that blackness is the room before you get to the light. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
I guess that's like a barrier you got to pass when it really is your time, kind of. It's
right,
like a pre. It's like a teaser. I guess they would
right,
say not a stinger, but a teaser, like in movies or whatever.
right.
Yeah, it's like okay, this is what you'll face, but you're gonna have to be really ready to die, and then you'll go to the better afterlife. People have their concepts of heaven and hell. I'm more into the sense of uh the human body is a vessel, and when it dies, the physical form is just a physical form, and you release out, and your energy is sent
Yeah,
away to some other area. I mean, call it whatever you like, but I don't necessarily think that we're a physical being. We're more or less energy beings. We're not
right.
vibrational beings. We're not like this. We're not this. You know, it's not this is
I
just a
agree with
shell. But
you. Yeah, I agree with you. Of course, wholeheartedly. You know, it's and it's up to us to understand that too. You know, and what do you think? You know, just out of curiosity, because this just happened. You know, about the UFOs being shot down and all of a
oh
sudden
yeah,
that we're so like ready for UFOs. Like but you know what? Spirit told me years ago, Jeffrey, that because I used to do a live psychic medium show and Spirit would come through and give predictions for the world. And they literally, it's even documented that they said they were going to, the alien contact was coming in my lifetime for sure,
oh yeah.
100%.
Well, I've been tracking this shit since like I was able to
Me too,
remember.
since I was a kid.
Oh yeah, since I was like, well, the first book I bought that I bought as a paperback was the Eric von Daniken's Chariots of the Gods.
Right.
Yeah, that was my first because that was the first one you could get, and that was the first
Yeah.
book I. They had the picture of Nazca lines and all the whole thing with yeah. I'm a firm believer that, and I know this is my own thoughts and my thing that we are not really born and bred of this earth. We are put here from another beings, like the Anunnaki, if you believe in any of that,
Yes, I
or
just
if you
watched an interview
like the
with an
Hopi,
Anunnaki
and the Hopi
hybrid.
believe that they're not from this earth. They're
Right.
sent here by the different the ant race, you know, and all. And I mean, I don't think that really we were made from apes. I really don't do the I don't do the evolution thing like that,
Right.
and I don't do the creationism thing as well. I tend to think that more or less that aliens came down, plopped our asses down here, and said, "Get to fucking work." It was sorry, get to work, do our bidding, and now we're gonna leave. We'll come back later and mess with you. Now they're coming back, you know. And if you do your research a lot on that, you'll notice that the UFOs really started coming around in mass after the dropping of the atomic bomb. They started showing up a
Well,
lot. They
that's what
realized, oh,
Spirit was saying is it all started once that atomic bomb went off and
oh
sent out
yeah, because they
vibrations into
realized
the
these
universe.
idiots now have nuclear
Right.
power. Oh no.
Right.
Let alone, you know, they'll learn to travel soon enough, and then they'll be bringing their stuff. But that's, you know, that's my belief system. It's immaterial, really, in the bigger scheme of things. It's just, you know, I guess what I'm not really a true. I don't believe in the whole Christianity religion aspect of that kind of thing. I'm
I
not
don't
into that.
either. I mean, we could go on and on about my experience
Yeah.
with religious
I mean,
cults,
every,
but yeah, I've tried to understand it. I've studied it. It just makes no sense to me. It doesn't resonate with me, and that's that. But God bless everyone who wants to do that. But anyway, yeah, I was just like I just think it's fascinating. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm sure that the United States has shot down UFOs before now. They're just
oh yeah, Roswell. I mean, one of the very new. There's the other one in oh god, it's us in Mexico that was shot down. We retrieved it. Even more modern day, you kind of think about. I mean, if you want to really think about what the UFOs are, some are alien coming to check us out, but a lot of them are man-made. We're
yeah,
not dumb animals anymore. We're really smart. We can
right,
create things that are we don't get to know about as the public because we don't need to know about that. But there's places, I mean, like, remember when they were building the stealth satellite? I mean, a stealth bomber? People thought that was an alien spacecraft. No, it wasn't, is what we built. So a lot of things people think are UFOs, I think are man-made. We have enough brains now to hover around like the TSRB triangle dudes and all that. They're
yeah.
anti-grav. We can have anti-grav. You know what? That ain't that hard. Manipulation of magnetics and electronics. That ain't that hard. We can do this.
Right.
So a
Well, I
lot of
don't
them
think we
are
can do
alien.
a
A
lot
lot
of
of them
things,
are
and I also think they
man-made.
keep the public from a lot of things because the general public couldn't handle the truth, honestly. And
A lot of the public still believe there's only one God. I mean, come on, be a little diverse, everybody. Come on, why is it got to just be one? Why can't it be
just one.
that I always liked the Norse. I always loved the Hindu. It's like you got your choice, man. You
I
don't have
pray to
to
all
believe.
of them. I say, hey, who's ever available to help me out, please do.
Yeah,
That's all I can say.
yeah. Whatever one's gonna help me out's the best. I mean,
Whoever's
yeah.
available to come on. I don't care who you are, as
I
long as
mean,
you
I
hold
mean, the
on.
whole
That's
Bible,
cool
the
with me.
Bible thing is cool because I take it at point face value. It's a great story, and if you look
Yeah,
back, they're finding more and more evidence that there were actual events that took place. So it's a story. I was like, yeah, that's a pretty cool story, man.
yeah,
And everybody gets mad when I always say Jesus was an alien.
right.
He wasn't like us. Why, no, 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 no. You look at evidence from Ezekiel Wheel. Modern technology has read the book and draw, made it physical. It's in spacecraft. Like, come on, you
I
guys.
know.
So,
I know.
it,
People are hard to convince of things, and I've stopped trying to because it just doesn't work. And most people don't want the truth, and most people just can't believe that a lot of people, Jeffrey, don't believe there are aliens or
yeah,
UFOs, that
because
we are the only
yeah.
alive beings in the entire
Well,
universe.
that was my next point. When I meet people like that, I go, "Have you ever heard of the Drake equation? Look that up. This guy, the scientist, figures out by just our galaxy how many other galaxies there are in the universe and how many planets there would be and how many planets would be holding Earth-like planets that would be able to. This guy did that in 1970 something, and it just shows there's billions of life as we know it, and not including not carbon-based life. We're carbon-based. What about
Right.
other things that are we don't even know about other kinds of soil, anything, soil to build carbon based thing, whatever. So people that are no man, we're number one. We're the only one in the galaxy, darn gummit.
Right.
Like, let's grab our rifles and shoot one down. And like, oh Lord Almighty, yeah.
Right.
And I would think that in this time period, day and age, I hate to say it, that Herbish Gerben mentality would be kind of done with. Like, you kind of be realizing now there's enough evidence that, oh yeah, we're not the only ones here. Don't be scared, because if they wanted to destroy us, they would have, because they flew so far away in crafts we don't understand. If they wanted to get rid of us, they already would have. So
Yeah.
come
I
on, you
think the
guys.
whole point is from what I've heard is to save the planet, not destroy it. So
Yes,
we're the ones
yes.
destroying it, honestly. So
There's been several incidences of that when
right,
aliens have came down, talked to world leaders, and they all go, well, we'll give you some really cool stuff, but you gotta knock that nuclear stuff off. And they're like, oh hell no, you
right,
gotta have that because the other guy has that. It's
right.
just That's the human mentality, you know.
It is. It's an unfortunate mentality, to be honest with you. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
it's
mean, I
just
would
a
like it
crazy
better.
world we live in, and I've been doing this work for a long time, and everyone always used to be, when I was doing medium work a long time ago, years ago, that it was kind of an unknown thing, and people were always like, "Oh my God, you can talk to the dead." Well, for me, that wasn't a big deal. I'll be honest; it never
Right.
has been. It's like that's easy. What
Yeah,
I'm
that's what
more
you do.
interested in is the higher beings, like the beings that are from other places that we can connect with, through telepathy and through visions
Can you
and
do
getting the
can
access
you do
information from
planular
them because
contact?
that's who really knows. Talking to people passed on is really quite a simple technique. It's just mastering energy, really, and being tapping into that part of your brain
Can
that
you
is
can
that
you
psychic self that you just let it roll and it's a natural thing. You understand what
very
I'm saying?
nice.
It's I wish I
Yeah,
could people understood that, but
you were
they think
born.
it's like, oh, anyone who can talk to the dead is, oh my God. I'm like, it's really not that big of a
I'm
deal.
assuming
But
that
the
you were
big deal is
born.
we can talk to
I'm
aliens.
assuming you were
That's
born with your gift, right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
You were born with this. You knew
Yeah.
you knew, right? It wasn't like
My
okay,
grandmother knew, my grandmother had it. It runs
what
in our
and
family.
your I would assume that your grandmother as well had the gift.
Yes.
Did it skip your mother?
Yes.
See, I've been asking people that get the gift. It's like people that get. I don't want to. I don't. I know it's a bad analogy, and I don't want to make it to cheapen anything. People that have an addictive gene and people that have a special gene, it skips genes. It's a genular thing. You people are born with the ability to have abilities telepathically, psychically. We are born in the very beginning to have that. It's just through time and development in our world, it's smashed and removed. We're all born with a third eye. I mean, I think
Right.
that. I don't know if the pineal gland is still existing in our bodies. So we're born with the ability to do such things, but it's just some people can tap into it. Your grandmother. Some people it skips them.
Right.
Like your mom. It does do that. I've heard like sometimes it skips two generations and then comes back. So
It
I
does
don't know if it's
indeed. And it is usually female coming
yeah.
from the female ancestry, honestly. And yeah, it usually does. You're right. That's actually um research I looked at years and years ago. They've done research on that, and you're right, it absolutely skips a generation sometimes. And um I think it was interesting. I was walking with my son on Beacon Hill the other day here in Seattle, and we both saw a shadow person at the same time, and
Oh,
that's never happened
nice.
to us before. And we looked at each other, and he looked at me and goes, "Did you see that?" And I said, "Yeah." "Did you see that?" And he goes, "Yeah," because they just walked right in front of us. And I was like, "Oh," but to me it was normal, so I don't really say anything. My son actually mentioned it,
Now,
and
what
so
do
I
you
was like,
think that is? Now, what do you think they are? Do you think they're entities from a different plane? Do you think they're crossing planes?
"Oh, I'll tell you what they are for sure, 100%. Shadow energy um, are definitely okay. It's kind of twisted, but it's an energy that is created through fear,
Okay, sure.
depression, anger, and it feeds, it grows. That's how they grow. They feed
Well,
off of
yeah,
that, right?
okay. Yeah, yeah.
And so they walk the earth and they do implant themselves in people. And it's and that's when people become fearful and stop themselves. Oh, that'll never happen to me. Feeding negative thoughts,
Oh,
suicidal
okay.
thoughts, um, mass shootings, that type of thing. It is definitely energies from the outside coming in and possessing them in a way that people don't understand. Shadow people are becoming more and more noticeable, though, because more and
Well,
more
sure.
people
Look at the
are
age we
opening their
live
third
in.
eye.
Oh, the age we live in is just rife for that.
Right.
I mean,
So more
everybody's
and more
freaking
people
the
are
hell
going,
out.
"Wow, did you see that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I totally saw it." You
Yeah.
have to protect yourself from them. And
Well,
once you acknowledge them, they can't really come to you because you're like, "Hey, stay away from me." But
yeah,
I know that shadow person was trying to get to me or my son. There's no doubt in my mind
right.
because we're healers and they go after healers and people who know the truth. And
Yeah, I mean,
it
I've
sounds
never seen
crazy to
one
people I
myself. I've
know, but
seen
it's
ghosts.
a fact.
I've
They
seen
exist for
I've seen
sure.
real life motherfucking 100%
Yeah,
ghosts. Real deal.
yeah.
Real fucking I don't mean to swear, but I've seen them twice
You
in
can
my
swear on
life.
this channel.
Real deal. Real deal. The first one is when I lived up on Lake City in a townhouse next to another townhouse. They were parallel design. You know what I mean? They are exactly
Right.
the same. Each duplicate. Malcolm died. He died in this house from a stomach aneurysm. It blew up. So I had to help clean up next door. So I saw all the stuff, and I didn't. I laughed. I didn't really want to do that anymore. It's just too much gore. And I went home, went to sleep. I get up in the middle of the night, and the way my bedroom looks is you look up in bed, and on this side there's a closet and a door to get. The door opens this way to get into the room. The closet door opens this way. When they come together, they can't open all together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The door was open. I get up. I hear it go clack. When I look down, it's Malcolm always wore a German Greek fisherman's cap. He's bearded. He's leaning down by the door and he's peeking his head out with that cap out going. And he just stepped back into his. What he was doing is trying to go into his computer room that was the bedroom in our house. He got lost. He went one room too far. Then he backed up and went into next door. He realized, oh, not this room, other. So yeah,
Wow.
I saw that. He looked almost solid, a little bit translucent, and he's wearing a flannel and just jeans. And yeah, I could see his face and everything, and he just kind of moved back in.
Was
The other
he
one was my
transitioning? This
grandfather.
was before he died?
Pardon?
Was this right after he died?
Right after, like the
Yeah,
day
he was
after.
transitioning.
Yeah, because I went over there to go check out their house and help clean up, and I'm like, I ain't gonna do this. It's too gory from that stomach aneurysm, Just, yeah, I don't
Yeah,
want to do it.
sometimes when people die suddenly,
He did. Oh, he was just. I saw him
yeah,
get dragged out of the
they get a
ambulance that
little
night.
lost in the transition, right?
Yeah, he was because he tried to go in my room, but that's his computer room. If you do the parallel of
Mm-hmm.
the house, the other one was my grandfather telling me that he was all right. He was just letting me know that he's aces. He's good, and
Yeah.
because after he passed away, when I saw him, he was on the foot of my bed, standing there, and he was a carpenter painter all his life. Foreman, that working man, blue collar man, and he was sitting on my desk, and he's bald. He had poshisha from going to. That's a whole different story. Going to World War II, nuclear bomb, come back bald, lots of problems. Anyway, didn't know. Anyway, he just looks at me and goes like this, and just kind of just goes away. Just not like not like the TV version. Just kind of. I can't really explain the way he disappeared. It's a
Right.
weird. It's just kind of like he faded, but was a solid fade.
Right.
Like a solid having kind of backing away, but yet breaking apart at the same time. But the amount of distance was short.
Yeah.
So that's I've seen things. I mean, that's why when people want to talk about stuff, that's not real. I just chuckle and go, you don't know nothing, man. You're just
Yeah.
still up
So many
here. You
people
gotta
fear it and don't understand it and
yeah.
have a hard time understanding all the things we're even talking about. Like,
Well, you know the old saying, people fear what they don't understand, then they
yeah,
either kill it, lock it away, or make fun of it.
yeah.
So
It's just
I'm
like
a little
putting
more
me in a room full
open-minded.
of accountants or engineers. I would have no clue what they're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen all kinds of weird shit just being around, and it's mostly not like UFOs and Bigfoots and stuff like that, but mine's more or less just like physical.
Supernatural.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're not I for no better or less word I like to call phantasmal, if that's even a word.
I
It's
like
more
it. It should
weird
be.
shit. It's like ghosty shit and like,
Yeah.
whoa, okay. well, when my mother-in-law died recently, and we got a bunch of her paintings and put them up in the house. My wife can attest to this. We put up all of her, and we never got along too well. There with the kids and the mom and the kids didn't get along well, and me and all that. She wasn't one of the nicer women I've ever met, kind of mean, like the mother-in-law mean kind of thing, and jeez, man, we got them all put up, all the pictures put up and everything that you see hanging up, well, seeing hanging around, and we put hers up there. Was her the one that she made, the last one, and the fucking the blender goes off, and I go running in there, unplugged. My wife could attest to it. I go, Kara. That's my wife. Kara, come on, Kara. I go, you got to see this. You got to see this. And it was like, I came in there and the buttons were still normal, but
maybe she was sending her last hurrah to y'all.
What's that called?
Yeah, maybe she was sending her last hurrah to y'all.
I think she scared me a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, because when it didn't scare me when it went off. It scared me when it was unplugged a little bit. I went, oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's freaky.
Can't explain this one away.
Right. And I've seen lots of videos of things like that. Yeah.
I can't put this. Okay, it is what it is. I know what it is now. She was just coming down, put that last picture up. That goes off. That's not coincidence. Oh, and plus the reason why she's floating is because they cremated her, and all that. But she has no like real resting place. She wanted to have like a spot, like a lot or a spot. But that never got done. So I think in her mind, she's floating around still.
Well, I think you guys should create a spot for her.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Well,
even if it's in your yard.
That's the kids' dealings with. I'm just a husband. I don't really have the emotional tie to that per se, as a mother would to the children, and the kids don't really want to deal with her very much. Only one child does.
Yeah,
she wasn't very
nice. Sounds like my mom.
Oh well, so you kind of get, kind of a little harsh, mean.
Well, I don't know my mom too well. She abandoned us in a house when I was 5, and
well, then yeah, I mean,
I don't know her. Anyway, that's a different story and a different podcast. Yeah. But
that's a different podcast.
But the only reason I got into my spirituality was because of my grandmother. Honestly, she used to do tarot readings using a playing deck of cards, which is the original, the old school gypsy ways. And she would always say, Faye is the one, Faye is the one. She just saw it in me the whole time. And when she died, her last words to me were, I'm going to be behind you, pushing you forward, even when you're famous. And I thought that was interesting. I actually became very successful psychic after her passing. She really did push me forward. But that being said, she's the one who kept it alive. But I would talk to spirits when I was a little girl, because they kept me alive. My childhood was very, very bad. And I would talk to the spirits thinking that that's what we did as human beings to stay alive, because nobody told me we didn't. Nobody told me because nobody was paying attention to me. So I was able to develop this relationship with the other side at a very young age and feel very comfortable with it, because I thought it was a thing everybody did.
Right.
Why
would you not know? Why would you not know as a child? Because you're really
for a reason.
Right. Yeah, you were given a gift for sure.
Yeah. And I thought the reason was to connect with these spirits so they could teach me what my reason was. So I never talked to the dead for show. I mean, I did. I had a show where I did it. But I talked to people passed on to gain knowledge. That's the whole point of it.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to know what happens when we die. What is our life purpose? And the number one message I get from every single spirit I've ever talked to in 30 years is don't die with regrets and just love. That's the number one thing. Be all the love you can be, and that will change the world around you, which will change the world out further. And it's a vibrational thing.
Do you think the reason why when you ask the spirits what it's like to cross over, they can't tell you because it's a breaking like a spirit rule that the only way you can know is to do?
Yes.
They can't tell you because that's breaking. They if they do, that's not correct procedure, maybe
And
protocol.
everybody's journey is different.
Okay, it's related to the journey itself.
I've
Okay,
seen death journeys. I've been
okay.
allowed to see death journeys where I'm working with a spirit and they show me how they died, what happened to them. I saw the magic. I mean, and everything is different. Everyone is different.
Oh yeah,
Some I
everybody's
landed in fields, others just went right to the light, into this universal amazing place. Others stayed more in an earthly place. So everybody's experience is different. How your death journey will be determined is how you live your life.
oh Lord. Okay.
Yeah,
good, good thing I'm trying to be nicer as I get older.
me too. I'm a nice person, but I'm a very blunt person and I don't take a lot of shit. So some people,
Well,
because I'm a woman, they think, oh, she's a bitch or whatever. I don't see it that way. I just think, oh, I've been through so much shit. I'm not taking any more shit. I'm going to speak my
well, I
truth because I
mean,
have the right to do that.
it comes to a point when it comes to a point, the way I feel, when it comes to a point, you get a certain age in life, you don't have to.
Right.
You become the elder now. And
I'm
like,
a crone teacher now. Yeah, experience.
yeah,
Yeah, totally.
when you
I've
get a
got
certain
young
point,
students.
yeah,
It's
I mean, you don't
cool
take
because
shit.
the younger
Like,
generation is
why?
really into this stuff.
Yeah, because you figure, anybody that's gonna give you shit is usually younger because they don't quite get it yet. They
Honestly,
haven't
I
grown
get
up
more shit
enough.
from people my age than I
Oh,
do.
really?
Yeah, the younger generation gets my vibe.
Wow, that's awesome.
I have a
The
lot of
younger
young
generation
friends
does
in their
not get my
20s,
vibe.
because they are very spiritual, this new generation. They are
Yeah.
very psychic. They understand the energy. They understand the power of meditation. I mean, the
I wonder if there's
22s,
more people now than that skip the generation.
it
You know
did.
what I mean? Had that generational skip. Now a whole new batch of people with the gift are now
Yeah,
around.
they were born around 2000 and now they're becoming adults.
That's now 23.
Yep. And I bond with them pretty well, honestly. It's because they want to learn from me. They want to learn about,
Yeah.
because they have these experiences and they're like, oh my God, I'm not crazy. I'm like, oh God, no, this is you're totally opening the spirit. They're like, oh my God. So
I guess what
I
really
like it.
helps.
Yeah. I like the younger generation. The older
I guess what really
generation,
helps though, I guess what really helps is if you're already open minded to things,
yeah.
you know. I don't I mean, I don't know. I think I can't. I take that back. I was gonna say I thought that our generation was kind of close minded. Some people kind of are as they
They
got
are.
older. They used to be more open minded when they were younger. Now they're a lot more not. Does that kind of make sense? As
Totally
they got
makes
older,
sense.
there used to be, hey, I believe it's been this much. Nah, fuck that, man. As they got older, the
Yeah.
belief, yeah, because I've run
And
into
they
that a
stopped
lot.
living.
What's that? I'm sorry.
They stopped living.
Okay.
They're
Yeah, I mean,
existing. Many people are just existing and not living.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just figured if you're gonna be here, you might as well try to learn as much as you can while you're here. Because why not? I mean, what else are you gonna be doing really?
That's how I feel about it. I want to,
Causing chaos or doing bad. I mean, yeah, I might
right.
try to,
I want to
yeah.
know and experience as much as I can. And I'm not going to shrivel up and just die because I grow older. I can't do that.
No,
I tried it and it was absolutely lonely and miserable. And yeah, so yeah, I'm excited about the aliens
oh
and I'm
yeah, I mean,
excited about
but my
people
thing about
learning
the
about
alien, I
spirit. And
wonder really if is it one of ours or one of theirs?
that's the question. I don't
That's what
know.
is
I
it
don't think
them
we'll ever
shooting?
know that, but
That's damn. That's the second one that got shot. You know
third,
that, right?
three
Third now?
in Canada too.
Yeah, I heard Alaska, Canada.
And
There's
Lake Horion, is it in Great Lakes?
so they got some over in the Midwest. Holy
They
crap!
tracked it
So,
from Wisconsin, Montana,
but
and they've
that's the
got it over
UFO,
water.
correct?
Yeah.
That's the UFOs, right? And then we,
I'm almost, because you know the Great Lakes is very a magnet for UFOs.
oh, well, you know why? If you go back and look at what that place is like, look at the,
Yeah.
if you do ley lines and power lines, look where that is. Look where that is. I mean,
Seattle too.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just
I know.
saying, man. It's a hot spot. It's a
It's
hot
an
spot.
onion that keeps getting peeled back, and the more you peel it back, the more you discover, kind of thing.
Well, but then people peel too much back, and then they get scared and run away and claim
Yeah.
hoax. Oh, it can't be real. It scared the hell out of me. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a big proponent that our civilization here that we are living is like the next one before another cataclysm comes, wipes everybody out, and restart comes. If you're finding more and more civilization farther down and deeper in the earth, farther back in time, that are so advanced that the scale of the paradigm is not accurate.
Right.
No, yeah, they don't even, no. I mean, they found tools, modern tools for man that date, I think the last one I looked was 22 million years ago for man, like not like, but you know, it had brain, it did things, it
Thanks.
created
Right.
art, you know, so it's just another, you know, like Atlantis is real. It's just another, you know, all that I believe is real. A lot of the stories and legends are true
I believe that. Of course, they
because they
find
were telling
evidence
us,
of it.
well, they weren't telling us really stories back in the old days. They were reporting history as they saw it because they
Right.
didn't have TV. They didn't have radio. What
Right.
do? You put stuff down. Duh. I mean, come on, you guys. But the way human modern man, and this is the failure of human modern man, is that we think that we are the only ones, the best ones that ever lived. Even if they find a past civilization, they mean nothing. They were insignificant. It's like, no,
Right.
dude, you don't get it. We're so far behind the deal that they're using, you know, they have, we can do, you know, you believe the same stuff I do, I think, a little bit.
A little
You
bit.
know, the
Yeah.
whole, yeah, it sounds like it because you haven't told me to move on and quit talking about that, you know. Because I get a lot of that from my friends. They all go, "No, Jeff, we're not made from Anunnaki stock." Yeah, we are. You know,
Well, the Anunnaki
we're
is
all
it's
born.
so interesting because I watched an interview with a young Anunnaki hybrid woman, young girl, and she was just amazing. It's on YouTube. You should check it out. It's quite
Oh,
interesting. But and she looks at you can I mean, they look it, you can see them. And they are, you know, like I said, they're starting to manifest more and more. And yeah, so I understand that part of it all. But yeah, it is hard to talk about this stuff to anybody, honestly.
yeah, they get all weirded out. They think you're
They do.
crazy, and
People are, you know, but I do believe, especially this younger generation, they are more open to it than ever before, which is really a great thing to see, honestly. But listen, this has been great. I'm going to wrap this up. And it started off as a near death experience talk, but led to so much more, which I love. And we should have you back on again and talk
oh,
about
if you'd like
UFOs
to,
after you
I
figure
don't
out
know
what
if you
you.
know this, but I'm retired.
Oh, perfect. So you got lots of
Yeah, I'm
time.
retired. Yeah, I
Awesome.
just play music. I mean, I've always played music my whole life, but we've met through that, but you may not remember me
I
through
do.
that.
I remember
Oh,
you.
okay, yeah, okay. So good.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I've that, then you know my background. This is what I've always done. So I've
right,
always done music here in Seattle. It's like this is what I do.
right.
I just
I do
laugh
know
about
that.
it
Yes.
now. It's just like, okay.
And we can talk about that another time,
If
music
you'd
too,
love to
because
talk
the
about
ball
it,
is in the.
I'm pretty well read, actually. So if you want to bring on topics of stuff, I pretty much probably know some a little bit or a
Yeah,
lot
I
about
would
it.
love to because you seem very knowledge on these things, and I would
Yeah,
love to talk
and
more about the UFOs and the
we're into
things
the
like
same
that because
stuff,
I
so
know
that's
in
great.
Washington here we have a lot of them, and also that you know of that woman who lives over there in oh, it's by Blaine and Bellingham in between their Semi-Yahoo area, but anyway, up in North Washington. And she actually, they made a documentary about it. She actually communicates with a UFO
Oh,
who,
nice.
while they were filming the documentary, she telepathically said, I want you to show up during the documentary. And it did in the kitchen window.
And
You
she
can,
asked him to do the blinking lights 3 times in a
yeah,
row.
that woman.
Yeah,
You
I
know who
seen
I'm
that.
talking about.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, that's so cool.
So
You
cool
know?
she does that. But anyway, I'd love to get a hold of her sometime. But
Wow. I bet if
anyway,
you
this has been great fun talking to you. And
oh yeah, I had
thanks
a
for
great
everyone
time.
watching the Tattooed Psychic. And if you have had a near-death experience or an alien abduction or anything like that, please get a hold of me.
Oh, I know about that
Faye at
too.
Gmail. And if you like this video, please subscribe and hit the like button. And
Wonderful.
Jeffrey, thanks for joining me today.
You bet.
And I will have you on again and we shall
Hey,
talk
that'd be
again.
great.
All right.